Hey, there's one other thing I wanted to bring up with you. If we're gonna work together, there's something concerning that just came across our desk too.
What's that? Something I
You
did,
know
I bet.
anything? No, 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 no. You know anything about this Aegis shit that just got passed into legislation?
Fuck's that?
You might want to take a look. It's a new branch of the government that's going to be enforcing civil law, appointed by the mayor's office.
What is it? Sounds like so. It's a
Run by the mayor's office.
Run by the mayor's
so
office.
it's called Aegis. It's a
Yep.
division of
legislation.
government run directly by the mayor. And what does it do?
Enforce civil laws. Can
That's what-
create civil laws as is deemed necessary or convenient.
The task forces that have compromised civilians and current or former members of law enforcement.
I'll look into this shit and I'll talk to you.
All right.
So it's run by
not
the
a
mayor?
good look.
The mayor's office? The
Company is created and it is headed by Lang Buddha with Becky Barnes, Eve Summers, and Tim Collins under him.
motherfucker. Okay. All right. I'll let me do some digging.
All right.
All right. Once I'm up to date, I'll give you guys a call.
All right, and we'll work on our end as well.
It's got legislation. It should be in here. Aegis Authorization Act. What the fuck? Board, to be known as Aegis, is hereby created. Such board shall be a body, corporate, and politic constituting a public benefit corporation. Cerberus. Such board and its corporate existence shall continue only for a period of 6 months from this enactment of this act, and thereafter until all its debts, liabilities, and other obligations have been met. When all liabilities, debts, and obligations incurred by authority of every kind and character have been met, all rights and properties of the authority shall pass to be vested in the state of San Andreas. Board shall consist of 3 members. The chairman shall be the chief executive officer of the authority. He shall be responsible for the discharge of the execution, administrative functions, and powers of the authority. Chairman and board members shall be appointed by the mayor with the advice and consent of the Senate. The chairman and board members shall serve for the corporate existence of the authority. Private corporation Aegis shall be considered consolidated in the board created herein. Operational logistics to establish and oversee task forces for the enforcement of civil laws. Basically a cop. And regulations within the state of San Andreas. Such task force shall comprise civilian and or current former members of law enforcement. The heads of such task forces shall be members of law enforcement appointed by the chairman of the authority and shall serve at the pleasure of the chairman. Storefront. Does the chairman mean the mayor? Storefront guidelines enforcement task force shall be consolidated in the authority to sue and be sued. Chairman appointed by the mayor. James Barnes, the Praetorian. Isn't that a Roman term? Buy, sell, or otherwise acquiring or dispose of personal and real property for its corporate purposes by purchase or condemnation. Like to be like does that mean condemned? Like to make bylaws for its management and regulation, and to make rules and regulations for the authorities, task forces, and establish and collection of fines. Do all the things necessary or convenient to carry out powers expressly given to this act. To use agents, employees, and facilities of the state. To appoint officers, agents, and employees to set their compensation. The officers and agents employed. This sounds like But if I, like, authorities shall have the power to enforce the civil laws of the state in San Andreas, fines and other citations on behalf of the authority, to make contracts and execute any other necessary or convenient documents. Does that mean, like, they can execute search warrants? To issue any general obligation bonds, but, like, where is the line drawn for them when it comes to PD and Aegis business? There's no line. There's no line established. From reading this so far, it's literally just like they can appoint people to have PD power, and they have no line. They can literally do whatever they want. Issue any general obligation bonds or notes by public or private sale to finance its projects. To issue any general obligation or notes of by public or private sale to finance its projects. So that means it can literally be backed by state money. The bonds and other obligations of the authority should not be a debt of the San Andreas or City of Los Santos, and neither the city nor the state shall be liable, nor shall they be payable out of any funds other than those of the authority. Sections, clauses, and provisions of this act are intended to be distinct and severable. How? Seems like they have unlimited power. Any section, clause, or provision of this act shall be unconstitutional or be ineffective in whole or in part, to the extent that it is not unconstitutional or ineffective. Shall be valid and effective, and no other section, clause, or provision shall, on account thereof, be deemed invalid or ineffective. How did this get through? It's literally a division of PD. I was told I couldn't do this. Remember, I wanted to split from the UPD. Aegis is literally its own department of government with the power of the PD.